Bill, talk about getting that proverbial monkey off the back, and in a weird way. Conference, you got those. Started off, you got 20-24. You get married right away, and then 4 losses. You bounce back yesterday and get a complete game on both sides of the field, offensively and defensively. It has to feel pretty good that getting things back turned around now.
Well, those were 2 good games for us, especially after we lost 2 starters, to broken hand and broken fingers and stuff, because we were playing out of position yesterday. Ashley Hill's normally our first baseman. She played third in outfield. Melissa's normally our right fielder, and she caught. And we had a freshman catch the second game. So getting a couple wins and battling through those injuries was a good thing for us. And we got that win at Mary. We're going to make up the second game April 7th, which is Tuesday next week at 3 o'clock down in Mary. So hopefully we can get back to 500 in the conference on that game. But we got 4 big ones before that this weekend. So hopefully we can carry on what we did yesterday right into the weekend.
What do you know about Sioux Falls?
Well, they've got a really good team. They've won a lot of games this year, but they haven't had the schedule a lot of us have had. They've played some NAIA schools and this and that. So, but I know they got a new pitcher out of a junior college. It's pretty tough, and they were a good team last year. So they're going to be tough to beat. And Southwest is always knocking on the door. They've got some good left-hand hitters with speed, so it'll be a challenge this weekend.
So what did you think? You get those 2 wins yesterday. What did you think you guys did well as a team and want to take forward?
I think yesterday was definitely a good collective effort by the team. We had a lot of hits all the way up through the lineup, which was good to see. And especially since we've been losing a lot of players recently, I feel like yesterday was one of the good games that we all came together and played together as a team for one of the best games we have had this season.
It definitely seemed like the bats were going, over 10 runs each game. What was it? You guys just able to read pitches well yesterday? What do you think it was that led to all those runs?
I think a lot of it was just recollecting ourselves and going back to the basics. I think definitely this weekend, some people, once they started getting down, it became a head game, and I think yesterday was a good game to turn everyone around to get their confidence back up.
How about timely hitting too? Seemed like when you had runners on and in scoring position, you guys came through.
Yes, definitely. Everyone did their part within the lineup and definitely got those runners in once we got them on the base. So it was very good to see throughout our lineup.
Bill, you were talking about having to move some people around out there on the field, and it's never good to lose players. We know that, but is it nice to know that you can move some of these girls around into some different spots and they can perform well?
It's a blessing to have players that can move around. We do that a lot in practice, and when we play in here in the wintertime, I'll tell someone to go to a different spot because you get ready for those situations. But Ashley Hill's played outfield before, and she's pretty good at whatever she does, and hopefully we're going to get those kids back before the tournament. Allie Gallant starts at third base for us when Cornejo pitches. And Cornejo's a great pitcher, and so we really need Allie Gallant back there at third base, but we moved Ashley Hill in there, and she did a great job yesterday. Back-to-back plays, hard hit balls right to her on her side. She fielded them both, made good throws. And, with Sarah Nix, our starting catcher, she's the type of girl who can win those 3-2 games for you and 2-1 games because she can hit the ball a mile. The pitching we faced yesterday wasn't as good as the pitching at Augustana or Wayne State or Mankato or Winona, so our offense carries through. But when you get into those tight games with those really good teams, one ball out of the park can do it for you. And Sarah Nix brings that to the table. But you're starting to see everybody up and down the lineup. I think we hit 4 more yesterday, and we hit 8 in one game. There's other girls starting to stay back on the ball and drive it. I think we've got a couple girls with 6 home runs, a couple more with 5 home runs, one with 4. So you really you don't know which one's going to do it, but sooner or later in a game, if the pitcher leaves one over the middle of the plate, we can hurt somebody. But it would sure be nice to get Sarah and Allie back before the tournament, and then all those other girls are going to have experience that are playing that probably wouldn't have been playing as much, so it'll make us a better team in the end. It's just winning those games between now and then. We've got a battle with down 2 players.
What are the injuries and what happened?
Gallant took a ground ball off the edge of her glove and it went into her throwing hand, and she has 5 or 6 stitches in here, and that double broke her knuckle. She's got a fracture on the top and the bottom of her knuckle, but it didn't displace the bone and stuff, and they say it'll heal rather quickly. And then Sarah Nix against Augustana in game 1 on Sunday, she took a foul ball and it broke her middle finger. And Dr. Mattern looked at the x-rays again yesterday, and she thinks it's just a small singular fracture where we thought it was a lot worse. And it's a good thing it's not on her catching hand, you know, pounding that mitt. So we're hopeful we'll maybe get her back too right at the end of April. If we don't, we'll have to deal with it. But there are 2 injuries that we certainly didn't need right now.
Melissa, like Mike brought up in the beginning there, you guys dropped 4 of 5 previous to yesterday. You know, talk about the importance of those wins and not letting a small losing streak turn into something larger.
Oh, definitely those games are huge because especially when you're down and lose 4 games, even though they were against quality teams, but if you don't turn around your momentum and your mindset, those 4 game weekend loss can turn into 5, 6, and 7, no matter who the team is, based on your own mental set. So for us to turn it around and get those 2 wins yesterday was huge.
And what are you guys kind of thinking on to carry that momentum, into Friday's game and these weekends games? Like, how do you guys bring that momentum to the upcoming games to continue the win streak?
I think a lot of it comes into our mental prep previous going into our games when it comes to doing your warm-ups, taking them seriously, and getting your mindset ready for the game and ready for the pitcher, knowing what to expect coming into the game, and then also working collaborative as a team to make sure and pick each other up and work together because you can't hit with only 2-3 people out of lineup. You got to have everyone collectively going and then make the plays out on the field as well. So definitely a team cohesiveness is important as well.